Today I'm going to give you a quick walkthrough of the Rivian. My particular model is the R1S, the SUV, but it's nearly identical to the R1T, the truck. Okay, so let's talk about starting the car. This is where Rivian, with many other EVs, are different than typical vehicles you've driven in the past. There is no push button to start or key. Think of it more as like your cell phone. Yes, you can power it down, but usually it just goes to sleep after you stop using it. The same thing with your Rivian. Like your phone, you might have to press a button on the side to wake it back up. The Rivian, you just put your foot on the brake pedal, and that wakes it up. Now it's talking about starting it. So you'll start the car with one of two ways. If you're the owner, you most likely have a phone they're going to be used as a phone key. That'll be like a typical fob that any other vehicle has. If it's in the car, you're good to put it into gear and to go. If not, if you're borrowing it or renting it, you'll have a key card that looks like this. This has to be placed on a sensor that I'll show you here on the door. Once it's on the sensor, you can put it into gear. Once that card's on the sensor and your foot's on the brake, you'll slide the knob up into gear. I'll show you this closer in a second. So I slide in the drive. Once I'm into gear, I can remove the card and I don't need it in that sensor anymore. I'm now free to drive.
It's also worth the note that you'll have to hold the card on the sensor for 2 to 3 seconds.
All the shifting will be done here by this right stalk. As you can see, the letters on it, the R, N, and D, of course signifying reverse, neutral, and drive. As I press down here, as you can see on the screen, it slides into drive. I push up until it clicks, I slide into reverse. And I just hold down slightly, the car will eventually move into neutral. And when I press the button on the end, it puts it back into park. Quickly now, I'll talk about adjustments of like the steering wheel, mirrors, and things like that to make you comfortable to drive the car. From the main screen, you're going to go to the profile setting. As you can see there, mine's Michael. If I extend it down, I can see also my wife is on it. You can see, so I'm going to touch that steering wheel adjustment right there. With my left thumb, I'm controlling the reach in and out. And with my right thumb, I'm controlling the up and down. From that same profile screen, I can also adjust my mirrors. Once I'm on the mirrors, I can do you can see the left and the right there. Again, with my left one, I can go up and down. As you can see my mirror moving up and down. And with my right, I'm moving the right mirror up and down, but actually pushing the push buttons on either side of the scroll wheel, right and then left, will move my mirror right and then, of course, left. Next, we'll move over to the window wipers from the left stalk. If you notice that I push that little button up, it will bring up the controls for the wipers on the screen. You can see there as I can adjust to how heavy or how quickly the wipers will go. And then all the way, if I scroll with that same little button all the way back down to the bottom to the auto section, I can control the auto to how sensitive it is, all the way up 3 bars being the most sensitive, 1 being the least sensitive. Washer fluid can be generated for the front windshield by pressing the top button and the rear by pressing the bottom. Opening the front trunk and the back trunk. There's a little button on here underneath. Again, I'll show you a quick picture of it here to the side. It's just a matter of pressing this button and your front trunk will open. You can reclose the trunk by a button interior or by the downside, and it will close also on its own. Again, you can do this from the outside, but also from the interior. Opening the back lift gate is kind of cool. Rivian has purposely designed it that the V will locate where the button is underneath. When you press that button, the lift gate will open. You can also have this little button here you can press that will lay this down for easier loading. And underneath, where you're going to have either your spare tire or additional storage. Now let's talk about charging your EV, because this is going to be important. Down here on the screen, if you're on the little commonly used triangle navigation screen, again, you can navigate between other screens, but if you're on that navigation, you notice you have 3 different filters here at the top of your screen: speed, network, and hide. Let's talk about the first 2. Speed, just what it sounds like, how quickly your car is going to charge. There's the 1, the 2, and the 3 lightning bolt. Those are going to be speeds. The 1 is the painfully slow. You do not want those. 2 are going to be more of like a home charger, or like what a hotel might have to be what is commonly referred to as a destination charger. Whereas the 3 lightning bolt are going to be more of like that DC charge, the fast charge. That will charge your car under an hour. Whereas that 2 bolt, the hotel destination type charger, is going to take 6 to 8, maybe even longer hours to charge, depending on the percentage of battery and how quick that charger actually works. Here I'll go into these filters a little bit more. Again, I mentioned I like the Electrify America, but here I can put in 3 or 4 different brands of filters, and it will show me all of their different locations throughout the map area. Next, I can filter out all of these, and I can only see the Electrify America stations. Then I can move on to the speed. Now I'm only seeing Electrify Americas that are that 3 lightning bolt speed. And the last filter you saw me mention was availability, where it will take out stations that are being all currently used to their capacity. It's also worth it to note, I can put my destination in the search bar and it will show me charging stations along my route. Unlocking the Rivian from the outside. Again, if you're using your phone as a key, as you approach, it'll naturally unlock. You'll notice the handles will pop out and the mirrors will protrude. But if you don't, and you're using the key card as your key, it's just as simple as placing the key card on the door handle. And as you'll notice, it unlocks that easy. When it's unlocked, again, you'll see the handles out and you'll see the mirrors protrude. Lastly, charging it, opening the port. Again, I showed you earlier, you can open it from the car screen. You can also open it right here. I'll show you quickly here. You have the 3 little dashes, commonly referred to as the hamburger. You see this here, you can hold your finger on that and it'll open the charging port up. Again, you'll have 2 different ports here you can look at. The top one's more for your destination charger. You'll see from a home charger or at a hotel. But on the bottom part here, you have the large adapters that will go into your DC fast charging. Again, to close the port when you're done charging, same thing. Hold your finger on the little hamburger and it will shut. Hopefully that video was a help to you. If it was, please hit the like button. And if you wouldn't mind, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel also.